Welcome back to Feed the Beast Stoneblock 4. I'm Bumstar, and in this episode, we're finally wrapping up the Radiance questline by figuring out the Particle Accelerator and pushing all the way to creating a black hole. This has been a long road, and today's the payoff. The goal is simple: get the accelerator working correctly, activate it, finish this questline once and for all. Before we jump in, I also want to quickly shout out two other series I've started on this channel. If you're enjoying Stoneblock but you want something a little different, I've got two other series running right now. All the Mods is a server-based playthrough where things are way more laid back. It's focused heavily on Pokemon, exploring, and progression, while still using automation to make things easier along the way. And I'm doing it a bit different because it is a server playthrough, so I'm playing with some friends and just kind of having fun. It's less guidey and more just play. And then there's All the Mods 10 Lite, where the goal is to craft the ATM star, but with fewer mods and less resource generation, and a lot more problem solving than we're used to. If either of those sound interesting, make sure to check them out after this episode. And if you're enjoying the content, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out, especially as we start wrapping up some of these bigger quest lines. Because, well, we're almost done with Stoneblock, and I've kind of been putting it off because I've been enjoying the other ones so much. So let's get into it. So I moved this Particle Accelerator over to its own little room, and I did start decorating it and testing it a little bit. And as you can see, it was not working, so we're going to keep messing around and see what's going on. I might have to adjust this again a little bit, because I think I made it a little too big, but we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. I've also done a little bit of research into some add-ons to help speed up this process, and the only thing that I'm worried about is possibly transferring enough power into here quick enough. So we'll see. I've got two power banks, one being a machine add-on and another one being a power bank add-on, and we're going to see how these work. So I think I can put this underneath, and I want to check this because it shows you everywhere that add-ons can go. So I'm going to put that here, and then I'm going to put this one here, and let's see if that works. It does. Okay. So let's go ahead and just load this up. We've got some acceptor add-ons, which I believe increase the power a ton. Yeah, that brings that up to 13 million. So then we also have some capacitor add-ons, which are also going to bring up the power. So now we're at 63 million. I'll go ahead and put this here, and that puts us at 88 million is what I can hold. Let's check this, and we are now pushing out 107 FE a tick, 107,000 FE a tick. Which probably isn't fast enough. We may need to figure out how to get this to go faster. I do have this priority set up, and the transfer limit skyrocketed as well to hopefully be able to push this through. I'm just gonna have to look to see how to get this to go faster, to be honest. It might just be because that's all I can take. But now we're gonna go ahead and put some efficiency add-ons. So that should ultimately use a little less, I believe. But I think we just give this a shot and see how it goes. I have been trying to use the speed sensor and I can't get it set up correctly, so we're just not going to worry about it. All right, so we have these all powered. We have them all ready to go. So I think the only thing to do then is to test it. And I just want to make sure I have this set. Okay, so I have that set on here. So this is the one we're going to go through. So let's go ahead and put a redstone in here and see how fast this ends up going. Let's get up in the air here just in case. What have we got? 12, 15. Oh, it's going. Okay. Let's go ahead and put one in there. I think that's enough. Yeah, that is enough. So this setup works. So just to go over this again before we make our black hole and possibly blow this whole thing up, we've got our particle accelerator linked to our accelerator magnetic field. And then we have our other particle accelerator here, both with guide rings touching. Particle accelerator linear motor here for 3 of them over on this side with guide rings on the ends pointing to the side, and then another guide ring with 5 accelerator motors and another guide ring, and then just all around it's another 5 with guide rings on each side pointing in the right direction. For our magnetic field, we have a power bank add-on and just a regular add-on extender, and then we have 2 acceptor add-ons. We have 3 capacitor add-ons and 3 efficiency add-ons, which means we have 88 million RF with 1,500% increased efficiency and regular processing speed. I'm not using any speed add-ons or anything because we don't need it to speed up quickly. We're not automating this. We're just trying to get it to work. So for a black hole, we need a small chaos fragment and one antimatter pallet. Let's go ahead and grab each. So now's the time to see if this works. Fingers crossed. I wish I would have looked at to see how fast this was going. And let's go for it. There we go. We have our black hole. And that was actually a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to be spending at least an hour trying to figure this out. I've honestly been putting it off because I don't know Oritech, and it's kind of intimidating. There's a lot to learn with it. But with just a little bit of research and testing, I got this to work on the first try. And that is awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in my backpack or in my inventory because I don't want to click that and blow this up. But now that we have the black hole, we have two other things that we need to create to upgrade our world engine. We have a void container and a dark matter block. So let's go ahead and take a look at both of these and see what we have to do. So this is just a black hole with 4 awakened draconium nuggets, the dark zirconium gem, and 3 dark matter blocks. That's not too bad. For our dark matter block then, we also just need 4 dark matter, which we can make all of that. And we actually need that Zycraft gem. We actually need Zycraft gems, which is kind of insane because, well, I never really have used them. I think we're going to have to set up an unearther with some crushed kiwi. So let's see. Do we have kiwi? We have plenty. Let's go set that up. And we're just doing this the old-fashioned way. I'm not going to bother trying to make this any quicker than it needs to be. We're just going to put all these blocks out and crush them. Because we really don't need much to do this. And I may regret it later, but you know what? For now, this will be perfectly fine. Ah, right here. Perfect. Go ahead and give you some crushed kiwi here, and there we go. For our void container, are we missing anything else? Just our black hole. Let's put that in our system. And let's make a void container. And now we have our dark matter block and our void container. So I guess let's go talk to our Echo, right? Portal gun, not bad. Yeah, we have to go speak with the Radiance. All right, so we made our black hole. Let's complete that. And we've now unlocked Infinity. I think Infinity is over here, right? A living, breathing human within the void.
You have heard whispers of infinity from the echoes, but they grasp only fragments. The work's simulations can imitate knowledge, yet they cannot comprehend the truth behind it. Infinity is both the beginning and the end. Creation and collapse intertwined. Do not fear what you cannot fully grasp. You need not understand infinity to wield its power. You need only follow the path I will reveal, for I have walked it countless times. Begin by compressing matter into distinct singularities, each embodying a separate aspect. Your world engine will then combine them into a single infinity singularity, the catalyst for creation itself. From it, you may forge the infinity ingot, an alloy that contains the very essence of being. Once you have gathered 9 of these alloys, shape them into a block and place it alongside 2 reactor neutron reflectors to shield your world engine from collapse. Only then will you unlock the final world engine upgrade.
All right. We are on our last step. And, well, it's singularities. And if you've played all the mods packs recently, you know singularities are a bit of a pain. This actually doesn't look terrible. It just uses some strange matter, some Fortron, a good amount of heat, and a absolute ton of power. All things that we have. We are going to need quite a few singularities though. So we're going to need Duretium Singularity. I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher these. Fortron Infused Singularity, Enderium Singularity, Energite Singularity, Infused Pearl Singularity, and a Uranite Singularity. All to make our Infinity Singularity. Then with that Infinity Singularity, it looks like we're going to have to use that to create a Infinity Ingot, which means we're going to need 8 Infinity Catalysts, some stable antimatter, Enderium, Crystal Matrix Ingots, Neutronium Ingots, and Fortron Infused Ingots, as well as some Time Fluid and all of that. So we've got a lot to do now. So I think our first step is just going to be making our singularities. And to do that, we are going to need the Neutronium Compressor. It takes a block and it turns it into a singularity. So let's take a look. We're going to need 100 Durtium Ingot. I think that's how you pronounce it. So how do we make this? Let's see. I think we have, do we have that automated? We do. Okay. So we have that. So our Fortron Infused, we know how to make that. Enderium, that is made in the Enderitic Infuser, which I think is different than it was before. So we're gonna have to look into that. That's a custom machinery. I think this has been changed. Energite Ingot. Okay, we can already make the Energite Ingots. Infused Pearls. That is just dimensional shards with ender pearls. We have that. Uranite, we already have that set up. So this is all kind of stuff. The only one that's going to kind of be a pain is the Enderium. So let's head home and start setting this up. You know what? We have a ton of room right over here that we haven't used yet. So I think this is where we're going to set these up. So we're going to need, it looks like, about 6 of our neutronium compressors. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's make a pattern for this. And for that, we are going to need Vibrant Bimetal Gear and the Ultimate Machine Cores. So Vibrant Bimetal Gear, we need to make the Alloy Nuggets and the Energized Bimetal. So we can set this one up. So we already have the Vibrant Alloy set up. And for the gears here, set up the Nuggets for this. And set that up. And then we can do the gear here as well. And just place those all in our pattern provider here. Let's test it to make sure it works. And I believe this is all being made over here. Yeah, right here with our alloy smelter. And it looks like this isn't working. Let's take a look real quick. What is it trying to make? The energetic alloy. Glowstone. Do we not have any glowstone? We have plenty of glowstone, so let's clear those out. Let's take this pattern out and let's clear this. Oh, they've changed it. All right. So this is part of the issue that you're going to run into whenever you upgrade a pack. And I try to keep this upgraded, I try to keep this updated as much as possible anytime I jump in and play. And it looks like that is biting me in the butt. It looks like some of our recipes have changed. So we're just going to have to redo some of these recipes whenever they're not working. It's a little annoying, but it's, I guess, easy enough. So let's see if that worked. But this is also why we test it. And let's go ahead and tick accelerate that. And now it looks like our other one is messed up. It's trying to make our vibrant alloy. You know what? We're just going to take all of these patterns out and redo them all to make sure that these are still working as they're supposed to. All right, looks like it's finally working. There we go. All right, so that works. So we're just going to need to check our patterns on some things as we go through, because it's been probably about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks since the last time I played this pack. And I updated, I think, 3 times since then. So we may run into a couple issues here and there, and that's fine. We'll make it work. All right, so if I did this correctly, we should be able to craft one of these. Oh, and we're missing some Heisenberg compensators and some overcharged crystals. So we're gonna have to figure out how to set those up real quick. Well, let's go ahead and see. Do we have all of this? We have the super AI chip, so we can set this up. Go ahead and pop this in here. And then we also need the overcharged crystal. We have everything for that. Let's go ahead and put that pattern in. Now let's try again. It says we have everything, and we're gonna need 6 of these. So let's go ahead and just craft 6 and see how that goes. Ooh, we need more singularities. How do we have this set up right now? Let's make another matter condenser and another 256. And we're gonna go ahead and let's see, water cell. Who can I get this from? The echo of the catalyst. We're gonna go and grab that. And we're gonna go ahead and set up just like we did with our reactor, a little mini network. Hopefully be able to just run this by itself. To just get everything pumped in where we need it. So I think if we run that to this with a storage bus, we set that to condensers. Yeah, that's pretty quick compared to this. And we can put acceleration cards in too. Go ahead and put a import bus on this. And we're just going to run that over here. And yeah. The only thing, I think power wise, we're completely fine. Actually, don't even think we're going to need an energy acceptor for that. Let's go ahead and put point just directly on top of this. Yeah, I mean, that works. That's so much quicker than this. So let's go ahead and see how far away we are. Yeah, we are missing 456 of them. So we're just going to make a couple more of these and let it go over time. All right, and we've now got 10 of these set up directly underneath our AE area. All running exactly like we just set up the other one with a controller. I don't even know if we really need the controller, but we have the resources, so might as well. Extended IO port with 5 acceleration cards and a infinite water cell that is being pumped into a storage bus here and then pushed into the matter condenser 10 times down here. And let's look at our singularities. Going up pretty quick. Now, the only other thing that I want to see is if we do a pattern provider, and let's go ahead and break this. And I've seen this done before. I've never actually done it myself, but I'm going to go ahead and try this. So if we put we have a pattern provider here. Perfect. So we'll put a matter condenser here and we'll get rid of the 64. We'll put the 256 in here. Set this to condenser. Then what we want to do is we want to set up a pattern, and it needs to be a processing pattern, I believe. Yeah, processing pattern. And we want to tell it to craft a singularity. So I believe we need to put water in here. And I'm not sure. So it is 100 and let's go ahead and try 32,000 buckets for a single singularity. So if we put this in here, and if we request a singularity, that works actually. And with nothing left over. Okay. So let's go ahead and try the compressor again. It says we should be able to do it. Let's see. We need to craft 47 of them. It says we have no crafting CPUs available. That's a little concerning. I guess it's just because it's a really, really big craft. Okay, let's try this. Guess we can't do 6 of them at a time. But I want to see if this works. All right, and let's see. Everything else that we have. 1,000 and 4,000. 4,000, 2,000. What else are we missing here? Temperature's good. That's good. Crystal. Ultimate. That would be it. We haven't put in our world engine upgrade. So let's do that. And there it goes. And we have our first compressor. So now we need to make 5 more. Let's see. Can we do 2 at a time? Yeah. What about 3? Yep. 4? Yeah. Can we do 5? We can do 5. Let's just let this run. And now that we have a compressor down, we'll go ahead and just put our first one right here. And we just need to pump items into this. So let's take a look to see how many we need total. So to make our infinite singularity, we're going to need 1 of each, which is easy enough, but we're not going to only need 1. We're going to need to make a infinity ingot. And to make that, we need an infinity catalyst, and that requires 1. And the big thing here is that this only crafts 1. We need 9 of these. So we need 9 times 8. And we're going to need 72. And that means we are going to need a ton, because a single infinity singularity gives us a single infinity catalyst. So we've got a lot of stuff that we're going to need to craft. So we need to set this up and just let it run, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna need 72 of each of these. That is a lot. So we're gonna need to start pumping these out, because that means for this here, we're gonna need 7,200 of the duratium. Yep, still can't pronounce it. So let's go ahead and I guess do interfaces. We'll put that right here, and then let's go ahead and take a pipe with a advanced pipe upgrade, and we'll grab 2 pipes here. So we're going to need to pull from here and pull from here, and then we'll go ahead and put the advanced pipe upgrade in here to speed that up, because that should do 32 items every 5 ticks. So pretty decent. And then for this, we're gonna set this ingot up, and we just need to set that to 64. And yeah, I guess we need to make, what is that, 100 times 72. We're going to need a lot of platinum. And let's see here, easiest way to get platinum is going to be from a platinum chicken. And you know what, we're going to go ahead and get rid of this ME interface and these pipes, and we're just going to use import and export buses, because we can set up crafting cards with those. And well, a lot of this is stuff that's going to need to be crafted, so doing those import export buses will allow us to not have to worry about it too much. And maybe not. Does this have a specific face that it has to be pushed in on? You know what, let's try a pattern provider. Go ahead and put a pattern provider on top, and let's make a pattern for this. It's going to be 100, right? Interesting. All right, so none of the pipes are working. So is there something that I'm missing? There's no way that you have to do this by hand, right? Okay, the top. The top is what works. So we're gonna have to set these up with modular routers. So let's go ahead and do that, I guess. And then we'll put our modular router down here with our compressor here. Let's take our sender module, set that to the top, and we'll put that here. And then we'll also do a pooler module from here. And we're going to go ahead and set this to our singularity and put that in here. And then we're also going to put 9 speed upgrades in this to speed this whole thing up. And I think if we just do singularity, and now let's try 72 times 100. Wow. We are missing a ton of resources. So I think that's it for this episode. We just need to set up 6 more of these with all the other resources needed to craft 72 of each individual singularity so we can make a single block of infinity ingots. And then the mod pack is done. That's our final world engine upgrade. If you've enjoyed this series, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It means a ton. And liking and interacting with my videos help push it to a bigger audience, which is kind of the whole point of this, to grow a community. And speaking of communities, make sure to join the Discord. The link's down below. We are pretty much running a modded Minecraft server at all times. So if you want to hop in and play around with us, we'd love to see you there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you learned something new. I will see you in the next one. Later.